appeals to order. Would we all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Would we have a roll call, please?
William Hutton.
Here.
Nancy Reagan.
Here.
Roger Brock.
Here.
Dennis Radowski.
Here.
Kathleen Hill.
Here.
5 present. We have a quorum.
Okay, we have minutes as the next thing on our agenda. Could we have a motion to table the minutes for June 29th, 2016, May 24th, 2017, July 26th, 2017, February 25th, 2020, August 25th, 2020, and December 1st, 2020?
So moved. Second.
Okay, roll call vote.
Dennis Radowski.
Yes.
Roger Brock.
Yes.
William Hutton.
Yes.
Nancy Reagan.
Yes.
Kathleen Hill.
Yes.
5 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions. Motion passed.
Okay, do we have a motion in regard to the minutes of May 25th, 2021? No, those are, the minutes for May 25th, 2021, you've received them in your packet. You had a time to look them over.
Minutes.
Do we have a motion to approve it?
I so move.
We have a motion to approve the.
I'll second.
And a motion and a second. Roll call vote.
Dennis Radowski.
Yes.
Roger Brock.
Yes.
Nancy Reagan.
Yes.
William Hutton.
Yes.
Kathleen Hill.
Yes.
5 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions. Motion passed.
Now, in our packet, we also had the minutes for June 29th, 2021. Do we have a motion for those minutes?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call vote.
Dennis Radowski.
Yes.
Roger Brock.
Yes.
Nancy Reagan.
Yes.
William Hutton.
Yes.
Kathleen Hill.
Yes.
5 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions. Motion passed.
And the last minutes we have for approval would be June 29th, 2021, and that was our work session.
So moved.
To approve.
Second. To approve. To approve.
Okay, roll call vote, please.
Dennis Radowski.
Yes.
Roger Brock.
Yes.
Nancy Reagan.
Yes.
William Hutton.
Yes.
Kathleen Hill.
Yes.
5 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions. Motion passed.
Do we have any old business tonight? We have none on the agenda. Did anything come up, or no? Then we will move on to new business. Is it all right if I read, since Z21 and A and B are very similar, if it all right if I read them both and then they can be presented together and then a separate vote? Okay. So we have Z-21-17A, a petition of the Hammond Park and Recreation Department for a developmental variance regarding Title Section 13.30 area and width regulation to allow for the minimum lot size to be 1 acre in a S1 open space and recreational facility district located at 5551 and 5553 Claude Avenue in the city of Hammond. And Z-21-17B, petition of Hammond Parks and Recreation Department for a developmental variance regarding Title Section 13.31, yard requirement that there shall be a minimum 20-foot setback from all public right-of-way for any structure in a S1 open space and recreational facility district located at 5551 and 5553 Claude Avenue in the city of Hammond. Have all notification requirements been met?
Yes, they have.
Okay, do we have anybody that is going to be presenting this?
Was anyone from the Parks Department?
Anyone from the Parks Department here?
Jim? I mean, I could give an overview of this one. So this is a petition by the Parks Department. It's redevelopment-owned land, but they will be deeding it over to the Parks Department. This is a little corner pocket park, 7,000 square feet at Claude Avenue and Thornton Street. This has been sitting vacant for decades, and we thought this would be redevelopment, and Parks Department got together, thought this would be a good use. Basically today, you know, there was a shade structure, which was the north half of the property is going to be paved, and the south half of the property is going to be grass. So the way the park is designed, and it was designed by HWC Engineering, Indiana company, there's a shade structure, and some of the posts are going to be, well, most of it's going to be in the 20-foot area. It's still going to be about 16 feet from the public sidewalk itself. And then for Z2117A, because this is a pocket park, which is kind of a newer concept, clearly it's less than 1 acre. It's about 1/6 of an acre. So, you know, we had the spot rezoned earlier this year. I believe bids will be hopefully going out in August. So we just wanted to put in front of the board these two variances, developmental variances. The park is to be a Windrick Park. It's going to be dedicated as such. You may remember Windrick Park used to be east of the Civic Center, but the new Hammond Central High football field will be replacing it. So if you have any questions, feel free.
Was the Park Department notified that they would be presenting this tonight?
Yeah, they're
Okay, just
they're
checking.
aware.
I guess we can go right now then. Do you have any questions of the staff right now? Has the Park Department considered, since this would be a new Windrick Park, and the Windrick family has given their blessing to have this dedicated as a park, as far as putting some plaque in at that park or on the fence to indicate who Mr. Windrick was?
You know, I'm sure an identifying sign will be put up at Windrick Park, but I think that's a great idea, and I will bring it up to Jim Talon and the Parks Department
It
team.
would be nice for people to know the history of who the man and why the park was built.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I would,
I second that motion.
maybe we can put that in our motion as far as encouraging them or request that they do that? Is that all right with you? If it is up to the Park Department, I don't know if we can even do that. But it would be nice to be able to say who he was.
I know that one of our subject to conditions is that it must be dedicated to as Windrick Park in the city park system. We could look into amending the staff report if you wish.
Well, I know as far as the drawings, they did show a picture with a sign that said Windrick Park.
Yes.
And that, but as far as, it's sort of nice when Windrick Park, as far as, of Jacob Square, but it'd be nice to know who the man was.
I agree. I'm not sure if we should
Well, we can
tie such a
maybe
thing.
encourage them? Maybe encourage them?
No, I will encourage them, but I'm not sure if we
Family
can
has
tie
been
that
nice enough
particularly
to
to the variances.
Give it, give us their blessing.
No, and I'll have them reach out to the family and see if they can get something to write up. I think it's a great idea. I do. And this will also be the first public park in Jacob Square. It's located at the geographic center, about a quarter mile or less from all the homes in that neighborhood. So, yeah, I think it's a perfect spot to rededicate it.
All right, so I guess we can go right into public expression then? Anybody in the public like to speak for or against this? Hearing none, we will close this period of public expression and public comment. Anybody else have any other questions or comments besides me at this time? So we can go into as far as, we'll request the staff to give their report and present any recommendations or amendments to their report at this time.
Sure thing. Okay. So in regards to case Z2117A, the developmental variance for a lot size of less than 1 acre, 5551 and 5553 Claude Avenue. Staff recommendation reads as, staff has reviewed the petitioner's request and recommends that the BZA grant the developmental variance should the board feel the petitioner has met the standards and is subject to, 1, the Hammond Redevelopment Commission transferring deed ownership to the Hammond Parks and Recreation Department. 2, the Hammond Parks Department taking official action to dedicate this new Windrick Park as a park in the city park system. And 3, approval of the right of encroachment from the Board of Public Works and Safety for improvements in the Claude Avenue right-of-way.
So we have as far as staff recommendations, subject to conditions for this, and we also have the staff's proposed findings of fact. Any changes at this time to your findings of fact as far as the staff?
None from the staff.
Any additions or corrections or comments in regard to our board members? Okay. Do we have a motion to adopt the staff report and subject to the recommendations, the 3 recommendations, and the proposed findings of fact?
That's the 3 conditions, yes.
I make the motion, we take Z21-17-A, subject of staff recommendations of 1, 2, and 3.
And approving the findings of fact?
Finding facts, yeah.
Okay. And put these into the record. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, roll call vote.
Dennis Radowski,
Yes.
Roger Brock.
Yes.
Nancy Reagan.
Yes.
William Hutton.
Yes.
Kathleen Hill.
Yes.
5 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions, motion passed.
Okay, do we have a motion in regard to the developmental variance as far as to approve or deny it for Z21-17-A?
I make the motion, we approve it.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Could we, to approve Z21-17A? Roll call vote.
Dennis Radowski.
Yes.
Nancy Reagan.
Yes.
Roger Brock.
Yes.
William Hutton.
Yes.
Kathleen Hill.
Yes.
5 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions, motion passed.
And we can move on to Z-21-17B, which is the developmental variance for the structure that is less than 20 feet from the right-of-way. Could we have the staff read the staff report, or
Yeah.
give the staff report and any recommendations?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, go ahead, sorry.
Yes, in the case of Z2117B, the developmental variance for shade structure within 20 feet of the right-of-way on Cloud Avenue, staff has reviewed the petitioner's request and recommends that the BZA grant the developmental variance should the board feel the petitioner has met the standards. The Hammond Redevelopment Commission transferring deed ownership to the Hammond Parks and Recreation Department. These are the subject to, sorry. 2, the Hammond Parks Department taking official action to dedicate this new Windrick Park as a park in the city park system. And 3, approval of the right of encroachment from the Board of Public Works and Safety for the improvements on in the Cloud Avenue right-of-way.
Okay, we have, as far as with our recommendation for that, we also have the 3 recommendations to include, and we have, as far as proposed findings of fact. Any comments from the board members in regard to the findings of fact? I think they've all been covered. Any other comments? Any questions? Right, do we have a motion to approve, to adopt the staff report and with the 3 recommendations? And as far as the findings of fact into the record?
I make the motion that we do Z 21-17-B, the 1, 2, and 3, the finding of facts, and the staff report file.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Could we have a roll call vote, please?
Dennis Radowski,
Yes.
Nancy Reagan,
Yes.
Roger Brock.
Yes.
William Hutton,
Yes.
Kathleen Hill,
Yes.
5 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions, motion passed.
Okay, now we have a motion in regard to approval or deny the developmental variance for Z-21-17B. What's the pleasure of the board?
Z-21-18.
17B, right?
Sorry.
Am I right?
No, you're
Okay.
right.
Okay,
Yeah, 17B.
I flipped my paper over too soon, I'm sorry.
Apologize.
Do we have a motion
I'll make that motion.
for approval?
Approval.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second for Z-21-17B to approve the developmental variance. Do we have a roll call vote?
William Hutton,
Yes.
Roger Brock.
Yes.
Nancy Reagan,
Yes.
Dennis Radowski,
Yes.
Kathleen Hill,
Yes.
5 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions, motion passed.
It certainly is. As an expert in this field, this is very good.
It is.
Yep.
It's very covering a lot of things as far for the kids, for even teenagers, for the game tables and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
I think HWC Engineering did a great job, fitting it all in 7,000 square feet, yeah.
Heck, yeah.
Pardon?
So I think HWC Engineering did a great job fitting it all in 7,000 square feet, I agree.
Yes, and utilizing it very effectively and very efficiently. All right, now we have 4 more items that are all related. And if it's all right, then we will read each of the 4 and then take them separately, and then we can have just one presentation. Is that all right? Is that all right?
Thinking maybe we should separate Z-2118, the variance of use, from the other 3, which are all developmental variances.
Okay, so
Let's-
you want,
Let's handle 2118 first, and then we'll handle the other 3 as go together if you wish.
you don't want to handle the first one first? The general one, Z-2118?
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's
all
do
right.
that one first, I'll say.
All right, so we have Z-21-18 petition of Alfonso Quintoro Corporation for a variance of use regarding Title Section 10.10 parens 2 and Title Section 7.10 to allow the operation of an automobile quick service shop to conduct brake and suspension repairs and other similar repairs in a C1 local commercial district located at 5604 Holman Avenue in the city of Hammond. Has all the requirements been met? Okay. So do we have a petitioner here?
Good afternoon. Alfredo Estrada of Burke, Costanza, and Carberry on behalf of Alfonso Quintero Corporation. Here with me today is Jose Quintero. If the board has any questions, I'll be presenting on his behalf.
Okay, you need to give your address, though.
9191 Broadway, Maryville, Indiana,
Okay, that's all.
46410.
Okay, that's all signed in for us?
I'll sign in, sure.
Thank you very, very much.
So what you have before you today are 4 variances. The beginning and the one we're discussing right now is a variance of use. 5604 Holman Avenue, formerly known as Multi-State Transmission, has been vacant for a couple years. Prior to multi-state transmission, the property has a long history dating back, if you'll see in the staffing report, prior to World War II, of vehicle services of some type of garage and servicing. And that's Mr. Quintero and Alfonso Quintero is looking for the use of a quick service and tire shop at that location. It's currently zoned as C1, and that particular use is not permitted within the C1 zoning district. For that purpose, what he intends to do, and if you've driven by it recently, he has made some repairs with new windows on the Hammond Avenue street side and a new paving and painting of the parking lot. The quick service is going to include entrance onto Hammond Avenue into the 3 service bays and exit onto Doty Road. We're currently speaking with Councilman Barry Tyler and the city engineer, Dean, regarding transforming or passing an ordinance that will require Doty Road or allow Doty Road for that first block from Hammond to the alley to be two-way to allow his customers, when exiting on Doty Road, to turn right off into Hammond and not allow the customers to turn into the neighborhood on left as they would be required now. He's also going to have 3 employees, estimated 3 employees there, so we'll have 3 cars there during the day. No cars will be stored overnight inside or outside as well. And the customers will be required to wait for the quick service to be completed inside the building in a waiting area he'll have there for them. So you won't see storage of tires outside or inside. You won't see abandoned cars or cars being worked on sitting in the property for a long time. The idea is to get them in, do the quick service, and get them out, exit onto Doty, get off onto Hammond Avenue without having any effect on the neighboring residential properties. This history of the property is within what we're proposing today. In fact, it's a lighter use than what was used before the loss of use a couple years ago. So if there are any questions about the site plan or potential use, we're happy to answer them.
Do you have any questions?
I do. Thank you. You just made a statement that the use now is going to be less than or lighter than the use it used to be?
Yeah, our knowledge of the property is that there were higher or more extensive repairs on cars that would require the cars to be there for a longer period of time. For example, transmissions being switched in and out, engine repair, things of that nature.
Okay.
He's doing light service repair that's going to be temporary.
Got it.
Yes, and just to clarify, I'll just clarify, so zoning ordinance, creates a distinction between automobile quick service and automobile repair garages. And so it was I believe it was Northwest Complete LLC was the last business. They left, I think, in 2018, and they definitely were doing auto repair, not quick service. So,
Got it.
so I cannot verify.
Thank you.
Suspension repair can be taken care of while somebody's waiting?
Yeah, we imagine that suspension is a shock, something that's an hour of time to put in and out. Nothing 8 hour, 10 hours, those type of things aren't going to be done there.
Yeah, the idea is that if they need a part or something, you would order it and have them returned, right?
That's true.
Automobile sales, will that happen?
We're not selling cars there.
All right. Is the owner here?
Yes, Jose Quintero.
You know what? I just want to make a statement to you. Thank you. You've done a fine job on the outside of that building. Thank you.
¿Entiendes? Se dice gracias, tienes bien debajo al edificio. So, muchas gracias.
Thank you.
I appreciate that.
He has purchased this building then?
Yeah, he's the owner.
He is
Fee
the
simple,
owner.
yes.
So he's already done some inside repairs or outside repairs, nothing inside or anything?
Outside, he's done a lot of work on the outside.
Yeah, it's within the packet. He's done some window repairs. They were blocked in, maybe a foot wide, very narrow, and he's widening them out quite a bit to give more of a storefront appeal. And he's done some blacktop, and he's repairing some fencing. He plans on putting in new fencing to make it more appealable for them.
No, I drove by it on my way here tonight, and it looked very nice and that, but my main, it's been vacant, and you're looking at some of the information we received, and it's like, my concern, and it's probably none of my business right now, but as far as, is it up to code electrically and everything like that? Has that been all checked out? Because
And I will say, you know, one of our things about this process is, so once we give approval to this, it's, you know, hinged on the idea that the code enforcement and the fire department, they will do their inspections, because he did apply for a business license, and so they will set up and verify everything at a later date. So, you know, there may be some issues, but they, you know, building department and fire department will be following up with them.
Okay, so as far as to be able to operate, all that would have to, all those inspections would have to be made and be approved for operation then?
Yeah, before a business license is issued, and you shouldn't be operating before the business license is issued, yes.
This is the first step to getting the business license.
Okay.
We can't operate until we get this. Then we apply for a business license, and that's when the code ordinances regarding electrical and all that will be, we're looking forward to getting there and be in compliance.
Any other questions from board members? Anything else you would like to add?
That's it. We ask that you approve the variance of use, or I apologize, provide a favorable recommendation to the city council for the variance of use.
You will have to go to the city council with all of these.
That's correct.
Okay. Anybody, I will open this for a period of public comments. Anybody in the public like to make any comments? Hearing none, we will move right along then. Quiet little meeting tonight, isn't it? Any other questions? We will close this period of public comments, and we will move to have the staff report presented and any of their recommendations. And as far as we have for this also,
Yes, I can go ahead and,
as far as findings of fact.
yeah. I'll go ahead and read the staff recommendation. So in the case of Z2118, the variance of use for 5604 Homan Avenue, staff has reviewed the petitioner's proposal and recommends that the board make a favorable recommendation of the variance of use to the city council. Should the board feel the petitioner has met the standards, subject to, 1, the common council passing an ordinance converting the Doty Street right-of-way between Homan Avenue and the first alleyway to its west from allowing only one-way vehicular traffic to allowing two-way vehicular traffic. 2, the installation of a pedestrian and vehicular traffic alert system for the mechanic service bays which exit out onto Doty Street. 3, the installation of either an ornamental steel picket or decorative wrought iron fence around the parking lot in compliance with height regulations and all other regulations found in zoning ordinance 8514, Title 22. 4, no storage of customer vehicles on the premises overnight. 5, nor outdoor displays of tires or other wares to be allowed. 6, all servicing of vehicles occurring exclusively inside the building. 7, all used oil and any other hazardous fluids, as well as disused tires, will be properly collected and properly disposed via safe and legal means. And 8, the BZA approving the petition for 3 developmental variances done by case number Z2119, subsections, cases A, B, and C.
All right, we have a staff report with 8 recommendations. And we have proposed findings of fact. Any comments, any questions, anything that the board would like to? Yes, Mr. Hudson.
I have a question. Can you please explain number 2?
Okay, yes.
Thank you.
As I read it, I realized it wasn't very descriptive.
Yes.
So the idea of putting, some kind of a flashing light or something, when the mechanic bay doors open and the car's gonna exit on a Doty Street, just some kind of flashing light or something to let pedestrians, because of no frontage, it does immediately exit on a
Right.
Doty. Yeah.
Thank you.
So-
Thank you.
More than just beep the horn that something's coming then.
Yeah, we recommend that as well, but.
Thank you.
All right. Do we have a motion to adopt the staff report with their 8 recommendations? recommendations and the findings of fact into the record.
I make the motion to accept Z-21-18, the staff report to adopt it, and the findings of 1 through 8 into the record.
All right, we have a motion for Z 2118 to adopt the staff report with their 8 recommendations and the findings of fact into the record. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, could we have a roll call vote?
Dennis Radowski,
Yes.
Nancy Reagan,
Yes.
Roger Brock.
Yes.
Yes.
Kathleen Hill.
Yes.
5 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions, motion passed.
And then, what is the pleasure in regard to sending Z-21-18 to the council?
I make that motion.
Favorable recommendation to the council?
Very favorable.
Okay, we have a motion to send to the council, a favorable recommendation in regard to Z-21-18. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call vote.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
The motion for a favorable recommendation, if you want it to be conditioned on the 8 conditions that has, you have to say that.
Oh, in regard to,
If you don't, then it's fine, but as is, but if the intent is that those 8 conditions attached to the recommendation has to be part of the motion.
okay. So we have a roll call vote. We are probably going to deny this motion and make a new one, correct? Or can we amend it?
If, I forgot who seconded it, if they remove their second, then, the motion can be amended to include those 8 conditions.
I'll remove my second.
Okay,
And I'll amend it to 1 through 8 for the for the city council,
1 through 8 conditions.
under the 1 through 8 conditions.
all right, we now have a motion to send to the council a favorable recommendation in regard to Z-21-18 to the council with a favorable recommendation with the favorable recommendation to include the recommendation within the staff report. Is that all right?
There are 8 conditions.
8
The 8
conditions.
conditions.
Do we have a second for that motion?
I'll second.
Now we could have a roll call vote.
Dennis Radowski,
Yes.
Nancy Reagan,
Yes.
Roger Brock.
Yes.
William Hutton.
Yes.
Kathleen Hill.
Yes.
5 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions, motion passed.
Would it be all right now to read 19A, 19B, and 19C into the record and then be able to have a presentation and then separate vote?
Yes.
Z-21-19A petition of Alfonso Quintero Corporation for a developmental variance regarding Title Section 7.31, paren B-1 and paren C, yard requirements to allow for a reduction in a corner side yard and rear yard setback requirement in a C1 local commercial district located at 5604 Holman Avenue in the city of Hammond. And then we have Z-21-19B, petition of Alfonso Quintero Corporation for a developmental variance regarding Title Section 22.65, percentage of required landscape to allow for a reduction in percentage of lot area required for landscaping in a C1 local commercial district located at 5604 Holman Avenue in the city of Hammond. Then we have Z-21-19C, petition of Alfonso Quintero Corporation in a developmental variance regarding Title Section .70 parens A, off-street parking, general perimeter landscaping to allow for a reduction in the required perimeters, landscaping of parking lots in a C1 local commercial district located at 5604 Holman Avenue in the city of Hammond. Have all requirements been met?
Yes, they have.
Okay, would you like to make a presentation? You gotta have a difficulty trying to figure out what all this means, too.
I figured out, and he actually paid me to, so I had to. I could make a quick presentation just on what's going on, just for the board's benefit. What we're here today is, why we're here today is because we have a building that was built generations ago, decades ago, and we're trying to fit it into the new zoning ordinance, right? So back then, they built buildings with 0 setbacks on the side and rear lots. The new zoning ordinance applies setbacks that are required, landscaping requirements, and et cetera. And so since the use has been ended since 2018, it lost its non-conforming legal use, and now we have to come before this body and ask for the developmental variances. Any of these not granted today would require Mr. Quintero to drastically change the look of the building, demolish portions, setbacks 25 feet, things of that nature. It's just not going to work. So it's spelled out in our letter. We do need these variances in order to open the business. We are looking to beautify the parcel with landscaping bricks and landscaping, bushes, flowers, mulch around Holman and Doty Street. And we are also looking to put up fencing as well, some ornament black fencing around the rear of the alley and the side, and also exploring whether we could have a retractable motorized fence off of Holman during closing hours. So this is when we're done, hoping to be an eyesore into something that we could be proud of, and having a business open in Hammond. We need these setback variances and the landscaping variances approved in order to get there.
So in other words, the building would be, has it been since it was constructed?
Yes, nothing's
The-
changed as
the
to that.
Sidewalks, everything like that, just like it has been pretty much all along Holman Avenue, too.
That's correct, and the landscaping requirements and the setback requirements are just not feasible. But for landscaping, we are looking to put in some landscaping brick around Polf roads to make it look nice.
Any other questions?
Well, I certainly don't want him to tear down part of his building.
Fix the-
We had to tear down part of my building once for Calumet Avenue.
Oh, man.
State.
Are you going to abstain from this vote?
No, I'm
Okay, all right.
voting for him.
Any other comments, Mr. Hudson?
No, thank you.
Any other questions? Anyone in the audience have any comments, questions, concerns? Guess we can close this period of public comments. All right,
I think,
all right. Shall we, pardon?
I think there was someone.
She left for some reason.
No, the gentleman there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
¿Tú quieres hablar? No, pero eso es para la otra petición, no es para esto. ¿Ok? Hablamos después, ¿ok?
Okay. He has a question about the park, not this petition. And I think because of the lack of English, he misunderstood that that's already been presented.
I will get with him after
Okay.
the meeting.
Él habla contigo después, ¿ok? Ok, gracias.
Okay, can we finish with you? And then, is it all right if we go with the park since the petitioner for the park is not here anyway? No, yes?
Yes, finish.
Mo, Larry, and Curly. Let's go. Righto.
And Lucy and Ethel?
If we got you.
All right. Okay, we have Z-21-19A, so we have closed the period of public comment. Z-21-19 Sir, would you please stay so you can help translate? for
Uh,
me, too?
sure.
Thank you very much.
I'll send Dave the bill.
Talk to Natalie. All right, Z-21-19A, petition of Alfonso Quintero Corporation for developmental variance. Could we have the staff to present the staff report and the findings of fact, if there's any changes to it?
Yes, okay. So in the case of Z-2119A, the developmental variance for the reduction in corner side and rear yard setbacks at 5604 Homan Avenue, staff has reviewed the petitioner's request and recommends that the BZA grant the developmental variance should the board feel the petitioner has met the standards, subject to 1, city staff giving approval to a final site plan submitted by petitioner, which complies with all of the regulations found in zoning ordinance 8514 and Hammond City Code. 2, the BZA approving the petition for the 2 developmental variances concerning landscaping, known by case number Z-2119B and C. And 3, the BZA approving the petition for the variance of use regarding an automobile quick service station, known by case number Z-2118.
All right. So this is a developmental variance, so this did not have to go to the council, correct?
Correct.
Okay. All right, any other questions or comments from the board at this time? Any additions or for the findings of fact? Hearing none, could we have a motion in regard to adopting the staff report with its 3 recommendations and the findings of fact into the record?
I'll make a motion that we adopt the finding of facts for Z-21-19A, adopt the finding of facts into the record with the staff report,
With the 3 recommendations.
with the 1, 2, 3 recommendation, yes.
Okay, we have a motion to adopt Z-21-19A with the 3 recommendations and the findings of fact into the record. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Do we have a roll call vote, please?
Dennis Radowski.
Yes.
Nancy Reagan.
Yes.
Roger Brock.
Yes.
William Hutton.
Yes.
Kathleen Hill.
Yes.
5 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions, motion passed.
And what's the pleasure for the board in regard to the developmental variance for Z-21-19A with this 3 recommendations from the staff report? Approve, deny?
Make that we approve it.
Make a motion to approve Z-21-19A with
With the 1, 2, and 3.
with the 3 recommendations from the staff. And do we have a second?
I'll second that one.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call vote.
William Hutton.
Yes.
Roger Brock.
Yes.
Nancy Reagan.
Yes.
Dennis Radowski.
Yes.
Kathleen Hill.
Yes.
5 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions, motion passed.
Okay. The next developmental variance is Z-21-19B, and this is for the reduction of the percentage of total landscape area. Could we have the staff report into the record?
Yes, I'll read my recommendation.
Okay.
Staff has reviewed the petitioner's request and recommends that the BZA grant the developmental variance. Should the board feel the petitioner has met the standards, subject to 1, city staff giving approval to a final site plan submitted by petitioner, which complies with all the regulations found in zoning ordinance 8514 and Hammond City Code. 2, continued maintenance and upkeep of the vegetation and the border material of the existing perimeter landscaping along Homan Avenue, as well as the existing green space and any weeds within all public parkways. 3, The BZA approving the petition for the developmental variance concerning yard setbacks, known by case number Z2119A. 4, the BZA approving the petition for the developmental variance concerning perimeter landscaping, known by case number Z2119C. And 5, the BZA approving the petition for the variance of use regarding an automobile quick service station, known by case number Z2118.
All right. Any other changes the staff would like to make to as far as their proposed findings of fact? Hearing none. Do we have a motion to adopt the staff report with the 5 recommendations as far as the conditions for granting it, and the staff report into the record for Z-2119B, and the findings of fact into the record? Do we have such a motion?
I'll make that motion.
To accept the staff
Or
report?
accept the staff report, finding 1 through 5, and I'll make a motion to approve it for the Z21-19-B.
For the 5 recommendations in regard to this, and also the staff report, correct?
Yes, sorry, my brain.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Dennis Radowski.
Yes.
Nancy Reagan.
Yes.
Roger Brock.
Yes.
William Hutton.
Yes.
Kathleen Hill.
Yes.
5 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions, motion passed.
And our last item is Z-21.
You have to do the,
Oh, no, we're not at the last item. Sorry, we're not giving you any approval yet. All right, do we have an approval in regard to Z-21-19B with, and as far as the 5 staff recommendations, conditions into the record, or not, that they presented? Do we have an approval to adopt that? Approve it. Z-2119B, approval for that developmental variance with the 5 conditions, staff conditions.
I'll make that motion that we accept it in the, through 1 through 5, sorry.
Okay, we have a motion to adopt this into the record. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Technically, the motion is to grant the developmental variance subject to the 5 conditions.
I said through the, through
I know that that's not what was just repeated.
Okay, well, she did.
I want the record to be clear, because I want the petitioner to have, a clear record of what.
Yes, I stated it improperly. She did move to approve the developmental variance with the 5 conditions from the staff. And we don't have to do the staff report, but to approve developmental variance for D-2119B with the 5 conditions presented by the staff and approve them. Correct?
correct.
Sorry, I misread you. Do we have, and we still have a second? Do we have a second? And we have a second for that motion. Roll call vote.
Dennis Radowski.
Yes.
Nancy Reagan.
Yes.
Roger Brock.
Yes.
William Hutton.
Yes.
Kathleen Hill.
Yes.
5 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions, motion passed.
Now you're officially approved for B.
Great.
Okay,
Thank you.
no problem. We have Z-2119C, which is the developmental variant in regard to reduction in required perimeter landscaping. Could we have the staff report and any recommendations and the findings of fact presented?
Yeah, I'll read our recommendation. So in the case of Z21C, 5604 Hammond Avenue, staff has reviewed the petitioner's request and recommends that the BZA grant the developmental variance. Should the board feel the petitioner has met the standards, subject to, 1, city staff giving approval to a final site plan submitted by petitioner, which complies with all other regulations found in zoning ordinance 8514 and Hammond City Code. 2, continued maintenance and upkeep of the vegetation and the border material of the existing perimeter landscaping along Hammond Avenue, as well as the existing green space and any weeds within all public parkways. 3, the BZA approving the petition for the developmental variance concerning yard setbacks, known by case number Z2119A. And 4, the BZA approving the petition for the variance of use regarding an automobile quick service station, known by case number Z2118.
Any other changes in regards to the findings of fact? Okay.
He'll be back.
Okay, good. All right, thank you. Thank you, too. Do we have any comments or anything? Or do we have a motion to adopt the staff report with the 4 recommendations and the findings of fact into the record? Joe?
She's holding out on me.
Stay longer.
Madam President.
Yes.
I so move to accept the staff report and the 4 recommendations listed.
Yes,
Very well done. And
the findings of fact
findings of fact
into the record.
into the record. Thank you.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Roll call vote?
Dennis Radowski,
Yes.
Nancy Reagan,
Yes.
Roger Brock.
Yes.
William Hutton.
Yes.
Kathleen Hill.
Yes.
5 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions, motion passed.
And do we have a motion to approve the developmental variance and with the conditions that the staff has presented, the 4 conditions that the staff has presented, and approve the developmental variance for Z-21-19C?
Madam President,
Yes?
I'd like to make that motion to accept the developmental variance with the 4 staff recommendations. And
We don't have to do findings of fact, no, I don't.
so I'm good?
I think you're good.
Yeah.
Is he good?
Thank you.
I don't see a head shake, I don't see anything. You'll wait till we do that. Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second for Z-21-19C to approve the developmental variant with the 4 staff conditions?
I'll second that.
We can go. Do we have a vote? You second that?
Yes.
Do we have a roll call vote?
Yes.
Roger Brock.
Yes.
Nancy Reagan.
Yes.
Dennis Radowski.
Yes.
Kathleen Hill.
Yes.
5 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions, motion passed.
Thank you for your time, Chair.
Thank you for your time. Now we have, as far as, any commissioner comments? Hearing none, we'll move to staff comments. Any staff comments? Now we can have public
I
comment.
was gonna say, you can speak now if you want.
Tell them,
That's why we're moving through that fast.
I think they're having a little pause.
it's in the hallway.
I move for adjournment.
Oh, well, I believe he's coming in too. We do have one from the public, I believe, who wants to comment, but
I think he's trying to.
he's conferring real quick with another.
Do we need somebody out there to be able to say if we have somebody who doesn't speak English?
Yeah, what if he, that wasn't here?
He wanted an explanation about why he got the letter. I explained to him that the redevelopment commission owned the property and wanted to build a park, and they needed the variance because of the size of the lot. And he said, thank you. Took off, okay.
Okay, thank you very, very much.
I didn't get his name.
Okay.
¿Tú conoces este hombre, es el nombre de este hombre o no?
No, sorry.
Thank
So,
you.
and- Thank you. We
Much
appreciate
appreciated.
And good luck with your project. All right, shall we just officially adjourn the meeting at? Thank you, good luck.
Good luck.
Well, thank you.
6:58?
A lot of business.
I move for adjournment.
Okay, we have a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor, signify by saying
Aye.
aye.
Thank you for coming and everything.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet y'all.